excited with this next item that we have on the Antique Roadshow. This truly is a great example of some antique Americana hospital equipment. Now, I understand you found this by chance, this piece of equipment. Can you tell us anything about this that you already know?
Well, I was just working in the hospital the other day, and I was seeing a patient. I came across a patient lying on this very bed. It seemed to be quite functional. It still works well.
Well, it definitely looks functional at a distance, and I'll hopefully be able to fill in some of the blanks about the history of this bed and give you an idea on, obviously its history. Now, it was made by Pressure-Pedic out of Waterloo. To begin with, we'll start off with some of the staining that we can see on the front of the bed, which has appeared over a number of years. Now, at first, people may not notice that. On closer inspection, an antique dealer definitely would notice that the integrity of the mattress has been compromised. And if we actually take a bit closer of a look underneath here, pull back the mattress, we can see that we have an unidentified staining of some bodily fluid or fluids over a number of years underneath the mattress. That definitely would need to be restored for future value of the bed itself. Definitely affecting the value of the bed, unfortunately. Any idea yourself on how much value you would put into this bed at auction?
Well, I'm pretty sure this bed has been with us since the 50s. I'm thinking that the value over time has certainly accrued. This bed must be a very valuable piece, I think.
Well, now, if I was to throw a figure out for this bed, if I threw the figure of $50, I would actually, well, now, I don't actually mean that it would be actually worth $50, but $50 would be what I'd anticipate for a cost of disposing of this bed. It unfortunately doesn't have any worth to it. Well, now, this next item on the Antiques Roadshow is a real treat. We don't usually get to see these very often, unfortunately. So, can I ask you please just to tell the audience out there a little bit about this item that you came across?
Sure. Well, my grandpa passed away at the Royal Alec Hospital, and I found this under him.
A chair. It definitely does function as a chair. What a lot of people may not know that is this actually comes up here. This is what the French call a commode, and as you can see, this is a very antique version of a commode that you'd never find, or you shouldn't find, in any modern facility here. There's quite a bit of wood paneling in it that definitely would be would preclude it from being in a modern facility. As you can see, there's definitely some issues with this particular piece of equipment, seeing as it's not really in a functioning form right. They did I guess a good for the intent of restoration with the cushioning, but as we can see, there's been extensive damage to the cushioning itself. It looks like staples were used to put together, and definitely this would be just for maybe a museum piece. Any idea on what this particular product would go for at auction?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, well, pretty much nothing. Really, it's worthless, really, unfortunately. Well, now, man, this is very exciting because you actually have two items today to talk with us about. So we'll start with the first and the obvious one here, and it looks like you came across this chair. Can you tell us a little bit about this chair?
Well, I found this chair, and I thought it was a lovely example of ingenuity in staff in making sure that we can keep using our equipment until the very last possible second. I really think this work that they've done is very, very clever to keep this piece of furniture still in use.
And that's a very good point here. I just wanted to point out, which you may have already had an inkling to, but these are not original components to the chair itself. Well, I can tell you that at auction this would probably bring about nothing, really. Yeah. Well, this next matching set that we have here on the Antique Roadshow is a very interesting set indeed. Now, can you tell us a little bit about where you came across this this set?
Well, I was having a pretty rough day, and I actually was able to find a quiet corner, and I had my lunch here at the table and the chair. It's quite comfortable.
Well, I definitely would not advise on having lunch on this match set. Not because of the value, but mostly because it's just absolutely filthy. We flip this cushion back, we can see that there is a seam that is broken away here in the chair itself, making another significant hit to the value of this chair. It does have a bit of garbage inside there. It looks like in the corner of this chair, which definitely would be another cause for concern itself. Is there anything in your mind that you would that has come to you for a price?
Well, I'd probably pay maybe $100 at a garage sale, maybe even $150.
Well, then I would think you're a moron. It's actually worthless. Well, these next two items that we have here on the Antique Roadshow are very exciting indeed, and I just can't wait to talk about them here. Now, you said that you've come across these two pieces of equipment. Can you tell us anything about this equipment?
Well, they recently arrived on our unit. We ordered some additional equipment, and I'm just wondering what they're worth.
Well, I can tell you that I'm excited to talk about these. Let's just start with the chair itself first. Now, this particular chair is a reclining chair, so that's very special to begin with, and important in inpatient care area. But the most important thing I'd like to talk about is the modern design of this chair itself here. It is absolutely impermeable to blood and bodily fluids here. It is well coated and sealed very well. There's no damage or integrity compromised on any aspect. If you were to take this to auction, any idea on what you would get for this particular device?
I'm not sure really.
Well, you'd probably get about 5 to 10 years because this actually belongs to Capital Health. I'd probably advise against that. It is considerably valuable though, and I definitely would want to hold on to this in any particular patient.